Hello and welcome to this special interview here with Jamie Hlebec and head coach Courtney Sirmans of the women's soccer team for the Miami Redhawks. Now, Jamie, you transferred in from Mercer after you played for 4 seasons. What was something that you got from Miami that really made you choose Miami as your next destination?
Yeah, so I actually came to Miami. It was my first visit once I'd entered the transfer portal, which was very daunting. I'd obviously gone through the recruitment process before as in high school, but doing it when you're much older, you're a little wiser this time, kind of know what you're looking for. But was going in with just an open mind, and honestly, the second I came onto campus, it was almost like a love at first sight. I will say, coming in, we were cornfields. The map said arrive in 2 minutes, and I was sure, I was like, Mom, you put in the wrong address. Like, there's no way there's a college campus right here, but there it was. We drove in, saw Uptown, which was super awesome. Was able to meet with the coaching staff and the players, toured campus, just absolutely loved the campus. I love to walk to and from classes, but I like how it's still spread out. You're not like confined to such a small space, but I absolutely loved the girls on the team, the atmosphere. You could really tell they were in it for each other. They wanted to win a championship. You could tell they wanted to work hard, and they always talked about getting to do stuff as a team off the field, like going to dinners and just hanging out, whether it's spring break or just other fun events. So I think the competitive drive of both the coaches and the team and just the team atmosphere as a whole really tied it all together of just a great school and a great education as well.
Now, Coach, this use of the transfer portal is sort of a new thing in college athletics, and a lot of people like to apply it to football or basketball. What is something that you can apply, with these changes in college athletics into women's soccer?
Yeah, so I mean, there's over 330 teams in women's college soccer. So when you start adding people to the transfer portal, it gets big pretty quick. And it worked out for us this past year. We brought in 6 transfers since last year, mid-year. So the transfer portal can be a good thing or a bad thing. It's kind of like what you're looking for in that portal. When we saw Jamie in there, very close with their head coach, and he told me all about her leadership skills, and that's what we kind of needed. We needed people with experience. She was a defender. We needed a center back who kind of like came in and knew already what she was doing and who she is as a person. But the portal can be scary because it's all about character checks. When we talk about bringing people into our program, we want good humans to be a part of our program, and sometimes if people are going into the portal, it can be for very different reasons. It can be because of playing time. It can be because they didn't like a coaching staff. So you really have to do your homework as a coaching staff to make sure you're bringing people in who want to perform well, who are going to gel with the atmosphere you've already created, who are going to be competitive in training, but also are very likable. Because especially in a women's sport, you're adding them to a team that's 25 women. And so you got to make sure it's a very well-rounded person. And so the 6 transfers that we brought in from last year have fit in seamlessly. And there's people that are sophomores and people that are juniors and seniors, and obviously Jamie and Kea are grad transfers. So it's worked out really well for us this year, but it can be a scary thing with the transfer portal. But it is a massive thing now in college soccer, and especially for women's college soccer with that COVID year. It made the portal really big, and I think this next year the portal is going to be even bigger, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a very fair thing to say now. Now, Jamie, you scored your first ever goal as a Redhawk a couple weeks ago. And you were one of the Redhawk Athletes of the Week that week. How does it feel to be a part of this team as it goes and tries to make it into the MAC tournament in November?
Yeah. So I think the goal itself means a lot more than just a goal. Obviously, it's super exciting scoring that first goal here at Miami, but doing it for all the girls around me. It was an exciting moment to be like, oh my gosh, the ball's actually in the back of the net. But at the end of the day, points make a difference, and that's all that matters to get into that MAC championship. Every point counts, whether it's a tie, a win, or anything. So putting the ball in the back of the net, it's all right. That's awesome, but let's do it again. Keeping it going. So it's definitely exciting, but exciting for the team as a whole to come together and celebrate the wins.
Now, Coach, this team has only lost one time in the last month, and you pointed out that they lost one time in the month before. Yeah. What have been the keys to this team's success over this season?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how important clean sheets are, and it kind of takes the pressure off our offense because scoring goals is like the hardest part of the game. because it's just you got to be creative. It takes a lot of effort, sacrifice in the box. So we talk about how important clean sheets are. And so our back line is made up of Jamie and Mercedes, who's also a senior. We got Sydney, who's a junior, Jules, who was a transfer in, who's a junior. So a lot of people back there on that back line with some experience. And Dominique Popa has been our goalkeeper starting for the last couple games. She played a lot last year, so tons of experience. And we were worried because with all those new people, you could have not a great chemistry between the goalkeeper and the back line. And after the first couple games, figured it all out, and they've been fantastic. What's really great about that back line and Dom is the communication of organizing everybody in front of them, but being really solid on defending set pieces, which is in the women's game. A lot of goals are scored that way. So getting clean sheets, and from the front to the back, just talking about how important defending is and how much pride you have to have in defending. And as Jamie knows, being a defender is a very selfless job at times. And so making sure that we're taking control defensively as a team and scoring goals when we can is why we're doing as well as we are.
Yeah. Now you can check Coach and Jamie in the rest of the women's soccer team on October the 6th at 1 p.m. as they head up to Ypsilanti, Michigan to take on Eastern Michigan at 1 p.m. And they'll be back at home Thursday night at 7 p.m. on October 10th as they take on Akron. Now I'll kick the ball back over to the studio.